Please, if you've come here, thank you for stopping by. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Hockey season's finally back, and it's really exciting. Welcome back to the Red Wings Report with Strings and Pucks. This is Jeremy Laura, the stuttering guitarist. Addie's in studio, kind of walking around. I just wanted to touch base as we're getting just a week out from camp. I'm already wondering if Simon Edvinsson isn't the clear number 2 defenseman on this team already. But because of the way it's constructed, because of the way they like to try to balance things out, he's still going to be split up from Moritz Seider, is what it sounds like. You never know what they do, but it feels like this is a team where you might want to at least have Seider and Edvinsson together for chunks of the game, have your best players together. But just a little background. When we drafted Edvinsson at 6th overall, the same position Seider was drafted at, going into that draft year, the blog I was working for, I'd written what people were saying about Edvinsson and that he was essentially what they were calling the poor man's Victor Hedman. It seemed like this was someone that wouldn't be there by number 6. And I was blown away that Edvinsson was available at 6th and really, really happy. This may be a franchise-defining pick in getting Edvinsson. So you get him at 6'4". In 2 months, he grows to 6'6". He's been putting on weight. He's now listed at about 210, but I think we're going to see him past 215 at camp, maybe even more. If you remember, he was throwing on muscle last summer, and this past summer he should have bulked up even more. Big guy. When he gets on the ice, you know he's there. Last year he was making his presence known. But what stood out to me as I was going over all the defensemen is that in his first full year, he was already second on the defense in points, where Edvinsson had 31 points in 78 games, 7 goals, 24 assists. Seider led the way. He played all 82 games with 8 goals, 38 assists for 46 points. The next highest point total under Edvinsson was Gustafsson at 18, so 13 points dividing them, and then Sherratt 13. So points-wise, there's no question Edvinsson's already contributing to the defense and contributing to the team. One stat we really don't look at anymore, and for a lot of good reasons, is plus-minus. I'm only bringing it up because when there's something kind of exceptional on the team, Edvinsson had the only positive differential on plus-minus at a +12. Seider was a -5. Legason, for the 7 games he played, was a -1. Petrie a -2, 44 games. Hall was a -7. Johansson 11. Gustafsson was a -19, and Sherratt a -14. So again, no one really cares about plus-minus anymore, but the fact that he had the only positive plus-minus on the team at a +12, he was second in points. His ice time was over 20 minutes. He's already contributing, and I believe the second best defenseman just after Moritz Seider. We don't know what kind of jump forward he'll make this year, but because of the way the team's constructed, there's that philosophy of splitting up the players. So it sounds like Seider will be on the top pairing, and I've heard Sherratt mentioned as his probable line mate. Edvinsson on the second line with possibly Johansson as his line mate. I'm very mixed on this because in some ways I want your best players playing together, especially with this team, especially on defense. I want Seider and Edvinsson playing together, but the drop-off, especially if they're looking at a real opportunity for Sandin-Pellikka, that would put Pellikka with a Johansson if he made it up, or a Sherratt. I don't know if you want to go that route. In the future, Edvinsson and Sandin-Pellikka could be really exciting to watch, those two. But honestly, if you're looking at just putting the best defensemen together on the team, it feels like it should be Seider and Edvinsson. Maybe they'll get those looks, but again, the drop-off after those two is pretty significant. I think Johansson will take another step forward this year. I thought he really stepped up last season. Obviously, Sherratt is expiring after this year, along with Hall. I just don't see them bringing any of those guys back. So you're going to be left with kind of a hole. I mean, Gustafsson, I have to think he's gone after this year too. This is a defensive core that's really in flux. You really wish they could have gotten another top 4 player in to balance it out a little bit. But regardless, Edvinsson to me has already stepped up and shown that he's the second best defenseman on this team. This is where you step in. Do you think they should already be putting him with Seider? Do you think they should already be dispatched? Let your top pair be your top pair. Give them both 25 minutes a night plus, and then let the others sort it out, or switch it up when you need to. Allow Sherratt to play with Seider, or Johansson and Edvinsson. The third pairing is going to be whatever it is. You have so many guys battling it out for that spot that I think we're going to see waivers at some point this year. But let me know, where do you want to see Edvinsson? Is he already your number 2 guy and you want him on the top line? Or do you see the need for that balance, putting him on the second pairing? We're going to see next week what they roll out with. I hope he put on some muscle. I hope this is a year where we see him heading 215, 220, and just absolutely wrecking it on the ice. The spin that I've heard is that they believe Sherratt is much more physical than Edvinsson. I don't think the gap's as big as they're making it sound. I think Edvinsson was already stepping up and stepping into guys in the second half of the year after he'd kind of added that to his game at the NHL level. But again, let me know what you think. Please, if you've come here, thank you for stopping by. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're only a week away from training camp. I'm going to be covering the Prospects game this weekend. There's so much going on with the team. Hockey season's finally back, and it's really exciting. We'll talk to you soon.